Just imagine almost every time you play a match, you get trashed. Would you stand up again? Welcome to an Andorran reality. Welcome to football in Andorra. Hello and welcome to Footour, your football world trip around the globe here on YouTube. I'm your host Björn, and today we take a closer look on one of the youngest and smallest members of the FIFA family, Andorra. The small nation, landlocked in the Pyrenees mountains and sandwiched between France and Spain, is home to only 77,000 residents and is one of the European microstates. Nevertheless, football has played a great role in the last decades, even though they are seen as a 3-point guarantee for medium and bigger sized federations of the old continent. Andorra invested heavily into its football infrastructure in the last years, but football isn't the only popular sport. Winter sports, rugby, roller hockey and basketball are also very popular with the residents. Basket Club Andorra, for example, is a regular site in the Spanish Basketball League, one of the toughest basketball competitions in Europe. But first, let's have a look into the historic development of football in Andorra. In contrast to other European nations, it took a little while for the Andorran football to kick off. Countries like England or Germany developed into full-out football countries in the early stages of the 20th century. Andorra played the ball mostly in a recreational kind of way. And even today, most of the national team players are amateurs or considered semi-professional. But that is no surprise. Andorra was an isolated country for the longest time of the history. First paved roads to Spain were built in 1913, and a paved road to France followed in the 1930s. Electricity was first introduced in the same decade. The first football club in the country was founded in 1942, FC Andorra. And even though they have the country name cooperated in their identity, they participate in the league system of a neighboring country. But more on that a little later. Starting in the 1970s, individuals organized an own league within the country. No governing body, just a bunch of friends who had fun playing out an own championship while mostly representing the home villages or districts. The Football Federation of Andorra, or in short FAF, was founded in 1994 and is affiliated with FIFA and UEFA since 1996. It's a governing body of football in the small nation. It organizes the national selections and the domestic tournaments. The first international match was played out in 1996, an exhibition game against Estonia that ended 1-6. Since then, they participated in all the qualifications for the World Cup and the European Championships on a regular basis, but never made it to the final rounds. The highest victory happened around 1 month ago, when they beat San Marino, another European micronation, 3-0. The highest defeat was a 1-8 against the Czech Republic. While fans and TV pundits from bigger nations see the newly established UEFA Nations League more as a burden, Andorra views it as a chance. They can face opponents on a similar skill level instead of getting trashed by the big nations on a regular basis. Similar to the last American Samoa episode, the Andorran Football Federation is doing a great job in developing the grassroots football. Annual events, often in cooperation with other domestic sports federations and the local schools, bring the youth closer to physical activities, and the next set of national team players are possibly in the making. Andorra gets equipped by Italian manufacturer Macron. Currently, they have a set of a home, away and a third jersey that combined reveals the Andorran tricolore. And honestly, I really dig the simple and timeless designs. Andorra's National League system was first played out officially in 1995 and consists of 2 divisions, the Primera Diviso and the Segunda Diviso, the first and second league. Currently, 8 teams compete for the championship in the first division and 10 teams battle out the promotion in the second division. Next to the leagues, we have 2 more cup competitions. The domestic cup is called Copa Constitucio, which was first played out in 1991. So, it's 4 years older than the domestic league. Another way to put some silverware into your club's cabinet is a Super Cup, a match between the cup winner and the league champion at the beginning of each season. The winner of the league reaches next season's Champions League qualification stages, while the second placed at the cup winner enter the qualification rounds of the Europa Conference League. Most successful club to this date is FC Santa Coloma, with 12 championships, 10 cup trophies and 7 Super Cups. They were the first Andorran club side to celebrate a victory on the European stages, when they beat Maccabi Tel Aviv 1-0 in the first leg of the qualification stages of the 07-08 UEFA Cup. But to this date, no Andorran club qualified for the group stages of the continental competitions. In the last 2 seasons, Interclub d'Escalès managed to win the championship, and they almost made it past the qualification stages of the Europa Conference League when they scored a 2-0 surprise victory at Albanian champion Teuta Durrës in the first leg of the second qualification round. Sadly, they lost the second leg 3-0 and just narrowly missed out on the sensation. Another interesting feature of Andorran club football is the high number of ethnic clubs in the league system. The Portuguese minority is organized in clubs like FC Lusitanos. I guess their club badge is an ultimate indicator. And at Peña in Canada, that was founded by fans of Portuguese powerhouse Benfica. CE Genlai is a club of the Peruvian guest workers, while another second division side, Athletic America, represents all South Americans in Andorra. A special role in the country plays the oldest club of Andorra, FC Andorra. Founded in 1942, the club participates in the Spanish league system since they are a member of the regional Catalan Football Federation. Currently, they play in the third highest division of Spanish football, and if I take a closer look on their badge, I get that feeling they should definitely be sponsored by Aldi. Andorra did not produce players that participate on the highest level of football, but nevertheless, they are worth to talk about. Marc Vallès is currently the only player of the Andorran national team that plays away from home or in the lower Spanish divisions. Norwegian first division side Sandefjord is his home currently, and he even won the Finnish Cup back in 2016. Marcio Vieira and Oscar Sonji played more than 100 matches for the Andorran selection. Ildefonso Lima is the country's most prolific football player, with an almost unique feature. He and Ajax legend Jari Litmanen are the only European players who cover international matches over a time span of 4 decades. His first match for the country was in 1997, and until today he spotted the Andorran tricolore 129 times. He is one of the few members of the national team that is considered a professional, and in his career he played for clubs like Rayo Vallecano, UD Las Palmas or Mexican side Pachuca. Currently, he plays for the domestic champion Interclub d'Escalés. With 11 goals, he also is Andorra's all-time record scorer, and that as a defender. And now, let's take a look on the football facilities in Andorra. Take a look at the topography of the country. The lowest point lays 840 meters above sea level, and there are 65 mountain peaks that reach over 2,000 meters. Finding a flat surface to kick the ball around can be quite a challenging task. Nevertheless, Andorra saw a huge increase of football facilities during the last decade. Just 10 years ago, there were only 2 pitches available in the whole country. The national team played their matches in the Estadi Comunal. Bigger games, for example against country selections of England or the Netherlands, were played out at the Catalan Brothers in Barcelona. The Estadi Nacional is a new home for the national team. It was constructed in 2014 and can house up to 3,300 spectators. Another key factor for the development of Andorran football are the new training grounds on the outskirts of the capital Andorra la Vella. That consist of 2 pitches and modern indoor training facilities. Nowadays, we have more than 5 facilities with pitches in FIFA dimensions, and the FAF is even planning a new stadium with an attached headquarter in the village of Encamp. If you expect to find wild tifos, flares and organized support for the domestic clubs in Andorra, you're out of luck. Similar to the last episode of American Samoa, matches of the league are more like get-togethers for family and friends. The Andorran football facilities are a must-visit for every groundhopper. Scenic views on the beautiful mountain ranges of the Pyrenees are a natural feature for every stadium, and the next time I am down in the area, you can count me in for a visit. Definitely. And if you can make a trip into the Pyrenees mountain state, just visit the live streams on Twitch. League matches are broadcasted live on their channel. Alright guys, that's it for the Andorra episode. Thank you for tuning in and staying until the end. Tune in for the next episode when we deal with the second African country of the series, Angola. My name is Björn, this is Footour. Have a nice day.